You see this right here? This, hey, Shalom Israel, you see this right here? This right here is the first king of England, a black man by the name of Eccleston. They tried to whitewash it. Now he's part of the Anglo-Saxons that came across the North Sea, who came from Germany across the North Sea to England. Now everyone knows that the Angles, the Saxons and the Jutes ruled England, and that's why once he became king of England, once the Vikings came, the Angles, the Saxons and the Jutes, they joined forces, and then he unified all of England, and it's called England. Why? Because there was Anglo-Saxons, and the original name was called Angleland. Look at this, zoom into this right here. Now, look at that black face that they tried to whitewash. Now, he also had the charter, so we're going to read about his charter. Read that for me.
For example, there is the common name brown. This has been derived from the Anglo-Saxon brun.
So now brown comes from the Anglo-Saxon brun. Go ahead.
Signifying brown. It is not reasonable to doubt that when this has been derived from the Anglo-Saxon brun, signifying
so
brown.
Anglo-Saxon brun, and this right here is the first Anglo-Saxon king that unified Wessex and all of those fighting tribes. Go ahead.
It is not reasonable to doubt that when our forefathers called a man brun or brown, they gave him this name as a descriptive of his brown complexion.
So just remember this, they called him brun because of his brown complexion.
That's right.
So now we're going to read about Eccleston's charter. Go ahead.
The probability that the brunettes were common is supported by the frequent references to persons named brun.
So now brun was usually brown people, so they used to call people stuff based off their complexion. Go ahead.
In Anglo-Saxon literature, brun was a name not confined to England in the Anglo-Saxon and later periods. On the contrary, we find that it was a common name in ancient Germany.
Why was it a common name in Germany? Why? Because the Anglo-Saxons, they came from Germany also, man. It was all over Europe after the fall of the western part of the Roman Empire. Obviously, they then left England. While they then left England, and what happened? The Anglo-Saxons came in wooden boats, man, across the sea to what you know as England today. Back then, it was called Angleland. Why? Because the Anglo-Saxons unified it, and they all called it Angleland. Go ahead.
The typical
that's why Angleland sounds so similar to England. Go ahead.
Right. The typical place name, Runninga Field.
So now, just remember, Brun was named after their complexion, and now they named the city Runninga Field. Why? Because there's tons of brown people in that city, man. Right. There's tons of brown people in that city that look like this before they tried to whitewash it. So just remember, this man was ruling over that city. Go ahead.
Runningfield occurs in a charter of Ethel.
Wait. It occurs in a what?
In a charter.
So it says Brunningerfield occurs in a charter. Now this right here, I put the picture on him. This is Eccleston right here. It occurred in his charter. And Brun means brown man, which means his people was dark-skinned people. That's who they was, man. The Anglo-Saxons was black.
That's right.
Go ahead. Right.
In a charter of Ethelston.
Anyway, if you want to find that, boy, you come on down to the UK.
That's right.
Go on back, sir!
Shard 2G, song called Fuck Wrong. Alright, shout out Shard 2G. Shard 2G, song called Fuck Wrong. Shard 2G, I'm gonna give you a 9. You submitted a 10. I ain't gonna lie to you. The only thing wrong with that song is the mix. The mix just bumped it down to a 9. Everything else you did was splendid. Lyrics was there. I like the vibe of it. You ain't really sound like nobody. But yeah, that mix killed it for you. That mix killed it for you. That was one of the hardest songs I heard today, if that mix was right. So go ahead, Do your thing on that. I'm gonna give you a 9. That means I'm gonna send you a text. You get to go to Ugly Fest to compete for $1,000. I'm gonna send you a link for your flyer. The only thing keeping you from winning today, though, was that mix. So I'm just letting you know that right now. All right. Short 2G, that was a 9. Song was called Fuck Wrong. One of the hardest songs. Get that 9 even. And Young B's Short 2G. Let me go ahead and follow you on Instagram, because whenever you do get that mix right on that song, I want it. I want to listen to it. I'm a fan of your music at the end of the day. Once it get right, I want that in my playlist. I definitely do want that one on my playlist. Sure. Underscore 2G. I do not. Oh, simple mistake. Gotcha. Definitely want that song on my playlist once, get it right. So, my advice to you, manager, just manage. My advice to you, start 2G. Don't do anything else with your music career until you get that song mixed mastered to perfection. Because that's one of those songs you can push and it'll boost your career. It's definitely one of those. All right.
Right. Again, Shalom, I'm priest and officer, so happy Allah 5,000 out of Trinidad. Right? And the question is a good question that you all pose, because it's something that Black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indian people really need to know, because something that we will always say, what can change your life? And the question is, how has your license, enjoying the truth? Because it's so heavy. Because now, when you really look around us, you really see where a lot of people say Black people not coming together, which is a lie. And that lie, cause even more Black people not to come together. But again, in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA, here is where you'll find the truth. And it's so life-changing. It's like, coming into the truth is something that any Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian brother or sister would really want. Because again, religion or Christianity destroy your life. It destroy your life to the point where, we keep on fishing. And like every time you throw a line, it's not catching. It's not catching. Now you had to ask yourself this question, why it's not catching? Because now where you're following, it really doesn't belong to you. So again, this had an impact on my life. As a young brother coming up in the truth, learning your history, knowing who you are is so important, because again, society teaches lives. And today, we out here, slaughter the lamb again, the 55th annual Passover just ahead of us. And if you really want, to understand how your life changed in joining truth, here is the place to be. Yeah, Shalom.
The I.S.U.P.K Chicago, one down to meet up, of course, with Detroit camp, of course, putting our minds together for the Midwest weekend. saying, Officer 5,000 was mob, you know what I'm saying, the mastermind of, you know, the 5 weekend period, you know, going down there and, you know, being an advisor to Captain, you know what I'm saying, down there, Captain Dar Yala, you know what I'm saying, we got, of course, Officer 500, you know what I'm saying, Raj Karab, 1 and 2, going down there with us, and then myself, of course, Officer 1000, Taiwan. About to make this trip. Hopefully it's quick. Get down there with the brothers and do our job and then go down and show some brotherhood too from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Of course, this is by way of Captain 13,000, our quad, you know, out of Chicago, getting this month to amazing. You know what I'm saying?
Shalom, Lord Christ. This is the I.S.U.P.K, starting 1 West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General YAHANNA. And I'm here with
Los, Aflo, Carlo Campbell. Love being out here with the brothers. Love what y'all doing, for sure. Yeah.
right. So can you just tell me what you got going on here at this table?
I'm out here with my brother Pop. We out here rocking. We've been out here all day. I'm out here with my literature, my books. We got some of the, you know, the waist piece for the ladies. Make them feel hugged and loved perpetually. You know what I mean? All day, effectually. We got glasses, you know, UV rays. You know, have to be glazed. You know what I'm saying? And we also got, you know, frankincense and myrrh from the land of Ur. You know what I mean? But now we got all kinds of things. We just out here, you know, trying to make a positive impact. Oh, you garments. You know, garments. You know, we litty with the garments. So we doing that. We got a few bags and things like that. So O'Doon Day has been a mainstay in Philadelphia for years and years. I know y'all say y'all from New York. Y'all right down there by the core of black culture as we know it. You know, so shouts to y'all and all of that. And Philadelphia black culture, O'Doon Day has been holding down that mantle for a long time, and it's just an honor to be here. I mean, if we sell a single article, I had no caffeine, no drugs, nothing all day. I'm charged up. I'm not even getting in the sun. This is black energy. This native energy. This us energy just percolating through me, coming out like this. And I'm just so honored to be here. And I'm honored I get to share this moment with y'all. We selling things.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you for your time.
They're one West. 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 They're one West.
sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he make man. God made man. God want man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. You need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Caitlin Clark. No sound. Oh shit. Oh, no sound for the whole damn thing.
Damn, that shit was epic. Like, goddamn, that shit was epic to the mug, man. Like, come on.
Let me know when to start. Okay, can everyone hear me now? Type a 1W on the screen if you can hear us. 1W.
One word?
Am I looking at it? I ain't even seeing it. Oh, here we go. Okay, good to go. 1W, can you hear us? I don't see any. You got them?
Adama.
Okay, done. Tap it up. All right.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're going to go over. You stay tuned and stand by because we're going over the Young Thug story today.
What happened with him, Joe?
Oh, I'm going to tell you, House. He's in a court trial for, I think, some type of big, what's that thing where they pile
RICO
all your crime? A RICO charge. Every friend he has is snitching on him.
Oh, yeah.
And today, the judge put his lawyer in contempt of court and put his lawyer in jail.
Oh, shit.
The lawyer took off his coat and his tie and his shoelaces to go down to jail today in the Young Thug case. We'll bring out the Young Thug case today. Bun B. You know about that, Haas?
Yeah, I heard about
Bun
that.
B was crying, talking about the home invasion.
Well, I didn't know about that part.
Oh,
I
that's
heard what happened.
No.
But I didn't know he was crying and all that.
Oh, listen, he cried some heartfelt tears up on the stand today, recounting the traumatic night that he went through with his wife and testifying against the men who invaded his home. The hip-hop community felt betrayed by Bun B because they believe that Bun B was actually a gangster, which is like believing that Robert De Niro is actually in the mafia. Do you understand? Or Jim Carrey is actually a pet detective. And Jim Carrey is not a pet detective. So we'll have to go over that tonight. Everybody understands. What else?
No, they ain't getting
Nice and loud.
Production, none of the potato. You know what I'm saying?
We got to go over that another time, Mike.
No sweat.
I do this all day. I'll do it again.
No problem.
Ain't no sweat. We're going to, and Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark. Oh, you can't stop talking about Caitlin Clark. Talking about? Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. They're calling him the biggest coon in the world. They're saying that he's driving Miss Daisy because he cannot stop fighting for the supremacy of Caitlin Clark. We'll just explain why that happens. I don't know why you're so surprised. The UPK has been fighting this since 1969. God. You must help white people ascend. You have to do it. It is something almost bred into you because of years of abuse. You have to do it. That's why that judge brushed the hair of that white woman that killed that brother, that unalived that black man in, I believe, South Carolina. That's why the bailiff brushed her hair and the judge hugged that convicted unaliver. Because it is something in you that must propel white people to ascension. We'll talk about it. It's happening in the world of female basketball, but it happens in court. It happens in the legal system. It happens in the business system. It happens in church. Everyone understands, all right? We'll go over it. Officer Yediah, we're ready when you are. Let me get some shout outs if you need me to. I.S.U.P.K. Haiti, give him a hand. Eric Brewer, Kwashab Loya, Thaquan Yashar Allah, Priest and Officer Hawar, Bathar Warwana, YM Israel. Everyone, Thawada for coming in and tuning in with us every week, man. Make sure you get those likes up and make sure you increase our subscribers. Make sure that everyone on the planet gets the information that they need to survive. If they don't know it now, they'll know when they're dying. Let's get it on. You ready?
Come on, sir. Ohio officers on leave after ordering K9 to maul man on the ground with hands behind his back who wasn't the suspect.
Here we go. You can do this every week, guys. Let's play the video. Now explain the story to us, please, Yediah.
It says an Ohio K9 officer is under criminal investigation after video shows him ordering his dog to attack a black man who he accused of taunting the animal while standing in the front yard of his home and watching a traffic stop across the street.
The brother, a black man, is a man from the tribe of Judah, the chosen people of God. He's watching a traffic accident across the street from his house, standing in his front yard. The cop, I don't know, by mistake or intentionally, tells his dog to attack this black man. Wow. The black man was down on the ground doing nothing, and the dog mauled this innocent man. We'll play the video right now.
Don't tell his mom how you basically arrested. This fake ass Brian Erlander. This old ugly ass nigga. You can come home with me. I got one at home that you can come play with.
What kind of dog you got?
Come play with nobody. Come play with nobody. Oh, I got a German Shepherd. Oh, yeah.
German Shepherd?
She never tear that motherfucker up.
Yeah.
Hey, don't tell him mom how you.
You're about to go in pub. Go inside. He's going to jail. Go inside. Hey, he's under arrest. He's not taunting the dog. Done. Move. Keep position. Don't get bit. Stop resisting. Stop
Lockett said he was on the ground in the grass by himself. There was no
Not only on the
resistance.
ground, Mariah. He had handcuffs on him, man.
Handcuffed and on the ground.
He had handcuffs on, man.
And the cop screams, "Stop resisting! Stop resisting!" Because he thinks that everyone is a fool. So they'll hear him say, "Stop resisting," and they'll think that this dog is not abusing this brother who is in custody. This is no different than torture behind enemy lines.
Exactly what it
He
is.
is captured. He is in handcuffs, and now he is being abused. This is torture. That's what's happening to this brother. It's 2024. You voted Barack Obama in. There's a black mayor over damn near half of the cities in America. Black governors, the black congressional Congress. We're going to show you something tonight that your Christians will never show you. There is nothing you can do for white people to make them look at you as equals. All of your strides and achievements only aggravate them. It makes them more angry at you. Give me the other story.
And it shows you more and more that the laws in America are based on feelings. It ain't based on rules. You do this, this happens to you. You do this, this happens to you. Or the jails will be full of white people, right? The laws in America is if you do this and I don't like it, then I'll come after you. It's respect the persons and all about feelings and emotions.
If I could, General, can I get a quick scripture? Give me Ecclesiastes 4 verse 9. Give me that real fast because you got to understand something, right? What's going on here and what you're seeing here, this is what you would call oppression, man. This is being oppressed. Because a man is talking, people can say what they want to say. That's what America is for. You can say what you want to say. He's taunting a dog. How is he taunting a dog when he on his porch talking about something? You understand what I'm saying? And even, let me tell you something. If you was a civilian, right? Civilian, you had a dog, sir. Okay. Somebody taunted your dog. Your dog got out and bit him. Who getting locked up?
The owner.
The owner. Who getting sued? The owner.
That's right.
Because you taunt somebody does not mean you have the right to put your hands on them. And if you law enforcement, it's something called having thick skin. Like you gotta have thick skin when you're dealing with the public. They're not gonna all like you, especially when situations going on. They're gonna talk trash to you, but because a man talks trash to you, do you put your hands on them because you got a badge on your chest? No, you don't do that. When you take an oath to serve the public, that's just what it is. And that oath means you will serve that oath and not get caught in your feelings about what's going on. You understand? Like, this is ridiculous to see this. Like, I hate to see stuff like this here because when I work, I fought tooth and nail to not be that kind of an officer. You understand? I grew up in Southwest Philly. I say it all the time. Right there on 55th and Chester Avenue. You know what I mean? And I encountered this growing up. Where cops would always mess with us because they was cops. And they did it because they could. Yeah. Because of the badge. You understand? And I swore an oath once I got into myself that I would never do that. And I never did. So to see this, and then to see people let this happen, it irks me. And I thank the Lord for the truth. You know what I mean? Because especially when I was in the truth, you know what I mean, and I was working, Commander General Yohanna, General Mahima, General Mike, always. That General Mahima and General Mayak and Commander Yohanna could not get a break with me. Saturday night, about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, I looked for the red van. And when I saw that red van, I was, woo! And I had him outside all night until about 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. Mind you, they came from D.C. having camp. Drove from D.C. to Philly and had to stand outside with me for like 3 or 4 hours talking. And they did. I thank them for it. Because they changed my life, man. They changed my life, man. They changed my goddamn life. You know what I mean? I thank the Lord for that, man. For these brothers, right? And I said it to say this, man. A lot of brothers and sisters, you see what's going on out here. You see the injustice and see what's going on. And it's a lot of you that are in that line of work. A lot of you still in the military. A lot of you still in, our precious police force. Like, this ain't the only thing you can do in your life. And don't be afraid to stand up for what's right. Don't do that. You understand? It's a scripture that was given to me. And the scripture that was given to me was when they asked Christ, when the publicans and somebody else asked Christ a question, and I'm going to paraphrase it, I can't think of it right now where it is. I think it's in the book of Luke. We said, don't take nothing from a man unjustly. You know where it is, Yediah? I'm going to give y'all that scripture, man, because for those of you who are in that line of work and are still out there doing this here, man, you need to understand these things here. And when they gave me this here, it really put me on a different mindset to really focus to be this way and not do things wrongly or just because you're caught up in your emotions. If I was caught up in my emotions, yeah, I could have had me a couple of shootings that would have been justified. I could have beat the whole thing. But my emotions wouldn't evolve, but I had to use better judgment. And that's because of the Spirit of the Lord and what I was taught in I.S.U.P.K. You understand me? You got it for me, Yediah? The one in Luke? John? What is it? Come on, my thumb, y'all.
Chapter Luke, this is the book of Luke.
Okay, no sweat. Go ahead, my thumb, y'all.
It's the book of Luke, chapter 3, verse 14. And the soldiers likewise demanded of him.
Yeah, there you go. Come on.
And what shall we do? And he said unto them.
And listen, this is what I asked. I asked Commander General Muhammad, I asked them these questions. But damn, what am I going to do? Like, what am I to do? You know what I mean? Should I quit? That is all I do. I'm just going to quit. They said, no, you stay in your job. When it's time for you to come off your job, the Lord going to let you know. Your Commander Yohannes always tell me, and your patience possesses your soul. That was what he said to me all the time. Now, they going to camp, traveling, and I'm sitting here like this, here like, I want to go. Even though I was working, I want to go. You understand what I'm saying? But he also told me this one here while I was working. Go ahead.
Do violence to no man.
Don't do violence to no man unjustly, man. Yeah, I had fights with cats down there. I fought with cats all the time. But when a fight was over, it was over. I didn't go overboard to hurt nobody. I didn't do nothing to try to prove a point. I didn't unalive nobody. Do violence to no man. Don't do things out of spite, out of your feelings. That dog attacking that man was spite. Them cops went up on them steps on that man's porch, no matter where he was at. He was away from the crime. The crime was somewhere else. That arrest was out of spite. Okay. That was violence to a man that was unjust. In the Lord's eyes and the oppressor's eyes is why they're locking that cop up with a dog. He should not have been cuffed. A man can say what he want to say. Who are you to tell a man he can't run his mouth? Y'all do it all the time, right. Especially in court when you lying on people. Right. Continue reading, brother.
Come, sir. Neither accuse any falsely.
Woo, neither what?
Accuse any falsely.
And listen, man, I fought my butt off to not do nothing that was unjust.
Stop resisting.
Listen.
Resisting.
You know, that's the next thing I was gonna say. Listen, I taught self-defense, right? And that stop resisting. I had to watch my back. I go after. I say anything like, yeah. That stop resisting this too. When you on him, dealing with him, and naturally the person gonna fight back. So to say stop resisting to let you know, because you're dealing with him, you only deal with him because he's resisting, and then you saying it and let the public know why you're doing what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I mean? But now we got videotape, y'all. We got video. Where was the resisting right there with the dog? The man was laying face down, hands cuffed behind his back. How was he resisting? Are you kidding me? Like, how, sir?
And to make it like he didn't even resist the dog. While he's screaming, not resisting, he's just laying there getting bit. You know what I'm saying? Just so the courts can see the Lord was with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He did nothing to resist.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Continue reading, brother.
Come, and be content with your wages.
And that's another thing, too. A lot of people do stuff for money, man, for gain. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know, it's true. Everybody know the story. They make movies and TV shows about them, about how, you know, cops rob drug dealers, do things unjustly and wrongly. Yeah, that happens. It happens.
Or to get a promotion.
Yes, it happens. They do things that run numbers up. Yeah, it happens, man. You know what I mean? But when you come into the truth, y'all, this is for those of you who are in this lifestyle and know that it's a different way. If you in that lifestyle and that's your job, listen, I'm gonna tell you what I was told to me. You follow the scripture right here. You understand? When the Lord wants you off that job, you're gonna be going. There gonna be nothing you can do about it. Not a daggone thing. You understand what I'm saying? But this is the point I want to bring out because this stuff is unjust. You ain't got to follow. You can be against that, man. I got many stories. I done seen things that I didn't like that I spoke up and said something. And everybody used to always say, man, what's up with you, man? You know what I mean? I said, well, listen, man, what you mean? That shit wasn't right. You know what I mean? It wasn't right. And I had, you think I got a loud mouth now. I was younger. You know what I mean? A little different. My mindset was different. And, whoever the battle was, you're going to get a battle. And that's just how it was. I didn't care. You know what I mean? You was wrong, and I stood on that. You know what I mean? So I wanted to bring it out to y'all about that right there. Now, give me that oppressive scripture, brother. Give me that one I call for Ecclesiasticus, man. Because you have to understand something, man. The so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians, you are God's chosen people. You part of these 12 tribes, man. And our oppressors don't want to realize it. You understand? But we are what God, the Lord called an apple of his eye. And there will be a price to pay for what you're doing to us, man. You can't keep doing things to us like it's okay. I don't care if this cat had a record. You understand? He had a record. It don't matter. That's the past. It had nothing to do with what's going on right there. He can talk all the trash he want. He ain't bothering nobody with his words. If somebody talk trash to you and you got mad and went up there and punched him in the mouth, who will get charged with assault? You. Because they were just talking and you punched them in the mouth. You got emotional. Give me that scripture, brother.
Kind of a sir. Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and verse 9. Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor.
Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the oppressor, man. You know what I mean? It's time for the Lord to deliver us. Let me tell you how the Lord going to deliver us, man. In the I.S.U.P.K, there's something they call brotherhood.
That's right.
And that was pushed on me heavy. And when I was coming, it's still pushed on heavy by Commander YAHANNA, to the Mahatma, to the Mayak, other generals, captains, officers on down. We bring it up. And the sisterhood, right? The Lord said, deliver him that suffereth wrong from oppression. It's time for us to get delivered from all the evil that's going on. But there's only one way to do it, y'all. And that way to do it is if we change our lives. You know what I mean? We ain't gotta, you know how like you get in different things in the world, you gotta do all kind of crazy stuff. All the Lord requires is for you now to do what the Lord say do in the Bible and not do what he say do. You know what I mean? Like if you go, the Lord say, don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster. You know what? You don't eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster no more. Don't celebrate the holidays, celebrate the high holy days in the Bible. That's what you do. That's our job. By doing that, but let me tell you something. By loving your brother like you love yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Like talking to a brother. Yeah, instead of want to go to fist and guns all the time. You know what I mean? Be able to settle things the way it's supposed to be. We can make the ghetto heaven. We ain't got to move out of the hood. We can make the hood heaven by doing what the Lord say do, man. You know what I mean? And because we do that, now the Lord going to deal with our enemies. You hear me? Let me tell you something. The Lord going to deal with them. You ain't got to do nothing. You all you do is change your life and fight to have your brothers and sisters change their lives. And brother, you're going to see some things. You're going to have the cat messing with you. And you're going to hear about something. You're going to be like, oh, what the hell? Yo, did you hear about that? Hey, man, the Lord. Because of what you're doing for him. Keep on reading, brother.
Colonel Wakan, sir. And be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment.
Meaning, don't be faint-hearted. It's going to come a time, brother, when that judgment seat going to come. When we going to have rulership of this earth. And it ain't going to be for the faint-hearted. Because the ones who done evil to us are going to get their just punishment. That's going to come from the Lord. Now, you can hate us for what we say, but can't nobody, and I mean nobody, and I mean since 1969, we've been undefeated. I'm talking about 0 losses, god dag on it. Can't nobody get with us in the scriptures. This is going to happen. Like everything else we prophesy in the Bible to happen. That's it, brother.
Give him a hand, Most uncut. And if I could just piggyback off of highs, Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So these things happening, and like General High said, the Most High see it happening, and they ain't gonna get away with it. They ain't gonna get away with it. There's a time that we got to go through this, but when it's over, revenge gonna be sweet. Please, it's gonna be sweet. I read the scripture about where the Lord said we're gonna hunt them and get them out of the holes of the rock. And don't you know, in real life on TV, there are so many underground cities in America. You can't believe it. Like in my mind, and young, I thought we'd have to go up in the mountains and find them in caves and y'all hiding. But man, they're gonna be right under
Washington, D.C.
Central Station,
That's
Washington,
right.
D.C. Don't you know Central Station in New York? Under there's a city called Central Terminal. And then under that, there's a whole nother city that's top secret that if you go down there with the wrong thing in your hand, they'll shoot you because it's so top secret because of the machines down there. But I mean, that's levels of cities under the ground. You know what I mean? And that's just New York. Like you said, DC, all the cities in America, they got underground. Hell, Puff Daddy got underground goddamn caves and cities under his mansion. You understand? Because he think he one of them. You understand? But listen, we're gonna pull them out of them from under them grounds. You know, slot.
Give him a hand. Let me respond. Let me show you a comment here. If you got some more, Mariah, let me know. I see Mr. Wilcox. Put him up on the screen. Mr. Wilcox said, "This is hard to watch and not to take action against fight law enforcement. Thank the Most High for the discipline taught in the I.S.U.P.K. Let me tell you something, Mr. Wilcox. The I.S.U.P.K. teaches us to take action. Take the action. Here's the action that you must take. If that devil is willing to unalive that black man, the action you should take is to save the life of black people. Take that action. Don't just sit home and not take action. No, this is the patience and the faith of the saints. That he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. As hard as our oppressor wants to have us eaten by dogs and destroy us with his weapons, how hard will you fight to save the lives of your people? That's the action you must take. The Lord said, I will become an enemy to thy enemy, an adversary to thy adversaries. You think the Most High can't unalive these dogs? Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, kill every police dog. Kill everyone. Spread the disease of Pulvar all through the police dog world. Kill them as their puppies, Yahweh. Kill them while they're in their bitch's womb. Kill every police dog. Do you think the Most High God can do that? He'll spread a disease through all of those police dogs and kill them. Or they'll have some police officer who works in the canine units who can make money from sending those dogs to Korea. Then they will be gone. That's all. Then there won't be any more police dogs. The way the police steal cocaine from the evidence room, the minute some wise and crafty police officer realize it's more money to send those dogs to China to end up on a plate covered in sauce, then you won't have any more police dogs. Let it happen, Yahweh. Let God defend you. Right. If you are willing to save life harder than he's willing to take it, that's the action you have to take. That's right. That's the action that matters. That's Everyone right. understands.
Damn right, sir.
Let's go. Next story.
Come on, sir.
When they find out the type of abuse these dogs are going through, they're going to free those dogs anyway. The same way the white man was hurting those dogs, what's those things in SeaWorld? Them whales and those elephants in the circus and those lions and tigers. The lions in the circus started to eat the lion tamer.
Yeah.
What happens? They found out later that those white people in the circus and in SeaWorld were beating the hell out of those animals. Beating the damn elephant. The elephant hates them. We're going to find out later what these cops are doing to these police dogs, and it's going to make you feel sorry for the police dog. You're going to wish that he goes to China because just to end his misery, because these dogs who are so vicious that the cop cannot control him. Wait until you find out. Wait until the animal rights people find out what is being done to police dogs. You wait. Now, remember, I said that tonight. That dog doesn't end up like that from being cared for and loved.
Nope.
They unalive every pit bull because they know pit bulls have been treated with cruelty. And that's why pit bulls are so vicious. When they find out how cruel our oppressor is to these police dogs, they're going to shut down every police dog in America the minute they find out how cruel you have to treat that animal to make that animal so vicious. Please. Marah, you want to say something?
Sir Salaki, if I may, that ain't even far-fetched. During my slavery, I just found out that the Amish, they got their own community of sort of law enforcement and things that they do in a whole way that they judge, and they still getting their animals took from the from
the animal cruelty
people. They say they getting llamas, donkeys, sheep.
Marah,
they got to rescue from these people with their own, law enforcement. So that ain't far-fetched. They can go right in there and say, listen, y'all doing it, them dogs wrong.
Officer Marah is well informed. Give him a hand.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
There is no one on the planet that is more cruel to animals than the Amish. The Amish, many people outside of Pennsylvania don't know the Amish. They're the ones that, for some reason, they can't believe in any technology after 1820. I don't know why in the hell that's when technology freezes, but any technology before 1820 is fine. Like they have wheels and they wear clothing. All of that comes from technology.
Right.
But for some reason, after 1820, every technology is evil. Everything is evil. A lot of you Christians are the same way. There is no one more cruel to animals than Amish people are. Listen, the animal rights people hate the Amish because the Amish use their religion as a right to be cruel to animals.
Right.
They think a horse is a lawnmower. You understand? And I'm giving you a quote from the animal rights people, meaning like your car, meaning I put gas in my car when I feel like it. I might drive on E. You understand? I don't feel wrong for driving on E. I might not check my check engine light. I don't care. The Amish treat a horse like that. They give him hay when they want to, whenever the animal is sick, they just ride him to death like you drive your car into the ground until it dies. And they can't, and the cops can't do anything about it because, of course, the police are Amish police.
Yep.
These people are terrible to animals, and these police officers are being cruel to these police dogs, and that's why these police dogs are so vicious, because they're being treated with such cruelty, just like the Amish are cruel to their horses. The Bible says this: ask this the eagle, and the eagle will tell you. Ask the trees, and they will tell you. The earth knows who the devil is. Every animal, every blade of grass, all of the fish know who the wicked is. The blacks and Hispanics, you doth not know. Everyone understands. Marah.
If I could, so we got a comment for exactly for what you just said. I.S.U.P.K. Connecticut, you lied, said, I never knew that.
Oh, that Marah is well informed. That's a fact. You should go Google that after tonight. Google that. Yediah, unless you want to say something, Maya.
And when you find out the details of what they're doing to these animals, it'll make you sick to your stomach.
Yes, it will.
I'm talking about everything from physical abuse to nasty sexual physical abuse.
He's telling the truth. He's telling the truth.
There's the whole bull riding industry, man. You know that bull jumping around not for no reason, just because this guy on his back, but they got a tight rope around the testicles of this bull, and they strap it tight to hurt him when they open that door. So he jumping, trying to kick this thing, squeezing the hell out of his testicles, and getting the guy off his back, losing his mind, and that's just that cruelty. You know, in one part of the bull riding industry.
General Hyman said it's so correct, right? My first Mediterranean float, right? When I was in the Precious military, right? I think we might have been going through Italy. And on the boat, you have the non-NCO section and you have the NCO section. Like corporals, E4s and above, E3s below. I was down in the non-NCO section. I had to take something up to the NCO section, right? So they got quarters different from ours, right? So we go up there. I go up there, drop something off. They call me, hey, they cracking up. Hey, watch this. I forgot the name of this nasty thing they was looking at. It's a name. When I describe it, y'all might know it out there. But they was watching people having sex on animals. And they're cracking up, and I'm saying something. I say, yo, what the hell? I'm looking like, this is my first time seeing this. Like, I ain't privy to this. Yo, I'm from the hood. We don't do this. Like, we don't do this. And that's all I'm saying. I seen a woman with a horse. You know what I mean? She did how Jeremiah said. She over there with the horse, doing something to the horse having a fit. One lady doing something with a dog, her dog having a fit. I seen one example of these two oppressors. It was over in Europe. They went and got an eel. And they was taking the eel. They was, you know how like, you know, I guess it was the LGBT, you know, learning stages or something. I don't know, beginning stages or something. Where they use them things to imitate a man, right? And them two oppressor daughters, one on one side, other on the other side, the eel right here, and it was right here. Y'all can put your imagination to it. And the eel died, and guess what they did? They cooked it and ate it. Like that's real. Like what General Hyman is saying is really real. It ain't nothing that's far-fetched. This is just reality of who we dealing with. You understand? So yeah, feel sorry for them animals, man. Because they go, listen, when we was in, where was we at? Goddamn. We was in Spain. We was in Spain, and we was doing an operation in Spain. And we trained with the Spanish military, the Spanish Marines. And we was going to the area, there was a bull. And we were training in people's backyards when we go overseas, right? And we have a military escort with us because we interact with the public and everything too as well, the populace. So we training, and it was some sheep over there. And this boy, this Edomite cat from Georgia, was like, yo, man, I ain't had none in a long time. He like, man, you know, sheep got that stuff that's like a woman. He said, man, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna get me some. I said, what? I said, man, you gotta be out your mind. He said, man, I'm trying to tell you, you gotta be out your mind. I said, listen, man, I'm gonna catch you nowhere near me. When we get back on the boat, nowhere near my stuff. I'm trying to tell you, boy, you gonna go at it. Oh, come on, man. I ain't trying to hear it. He went so far as the, you know, they had sheep and goats. And he went and picked up a goat's poop and was eating it. Talking about taking that Cocoa Puffs. I said, brother. Well, that's when I said, brother, I mean, I was, you know, in East, you know, in the military. And we was on our way to Iraq, the first Gulf War. And I said, listen, man, when we get in the desert, I said, you better make sure you got enough water. Because I ain't giving you nothing to drink, goddamn. You ain't eating nothing from me. And we was in the same squad. But let you know, the cruelty and the level of nationalists they have inside of themselves. That's just a slide.
Well, you heard that. And I know how many of y'all old enough to remember Jerry Pentacoli?
That's local.
Y'all young.
That's a local thing.
That's a local thing. In Philadelphia, it was a news. He was famous on the news.
Yeah, weatherman or something.
Weatherman, famous Edomite named Jerry Pentacoli, made fame. He got famous for something he didn't want to get famous for. Mm-hmm. He put a gerbil in his behind.
Oh, yeah, forget about it.
And it got stuck. Mm-hmm. And they couldn't get it out. Mm-hmm. And so he had to go to the hospital and get exposed with this animal that he tucked in his behind and couldn't get it out.
Woo,
made the news. It was famous.
Yeah, it was, Joe.
Anyway, let's just put the dogs to sleep, all right?
Let's save the gerbils too.
Let's save the gerbils. Right? Save the gerbils, save the dogs.
Yeah.
Let's save them all. Mm-hmm. They in bad shape from what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Let me switch the story. You got it. Next story. Let's go. What do you want to do? Caitlin Clark or the pushing? Caitlin Clark. Go ahead.
So recently, Caitlin Clark got they decided the women's Olympic teams, and they was upset. Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith, they was upset that Caitlin Clark was left off. And a bunch of Edomites on Twitter, sir, they saying, man, they doing Caitlin Clark the way they did Jackie Robinson.
Oh my goodness. White people are so upset that Caitlin Clark is just not you're not holding her hand and just handing her the trophy right now. Let me tell you what black women in the WNBA are experiencing is something they didn't care about until Caitlin Clark joined the WNBA. You see, WNBA players only cared about themselves, their own sexual desires, being able to enjoy the sexual freedom that America gives certain lifestyles in America. Yeah. But now white supremacy has came to their job, their workplace, and they're understanding something that every black person must understand. There is nothing you can do to be equal with white people in America. It is an impossible task. If you thought for some reason your job, if you're in the police force, or if you're a politician, or if you're a doctor or a lawyer or an inventor or a scientist, if you thought you were the superintendent of schools in Wisconsin, if you thought some achievement was going to make you equal with white people, you were misled by your preacher, by your Christian pastor. There is nothing that can make you equal with them. Now the WNBA, the women wonder why do we have to love Caitlin Clark? She's our competitor. Like in any sporting event. In any sporting event, you got a star and everyone else has to try to beat that star. That's in anything in life. Competition. But you are not allowed to compete with Caitlin Clark. You're not allowed to give her game. Why? For the same reason a black doctor, a black businessman, and Hispanic business person cannot compete with white people. You're not allowed to do that because white people have to feel like you are beneath them to be comfortable to be around you.
That's right.
To be comfortable for you to be around them. Can I show you proof? Outside of the sports world, show me a school in Wisconsin. Let me show you a school in Wisconsin that happened the same week. This is not the WNBA, but this happens in the medical field, in every business, in any business that there is. White people must feel superior or they don't want you to be around them. They don't want someone who's Hispanic or black to be around them if that black or Hispanic person cannot stay in their place.
That's right.
They're mad at the WNBA players for not simply helping Caitlin Clark to ascend to her royalty. They're mad because they actually decided to play basketball against the bitch. They actually decided to give us some game. Well, they're mad at inventors for the same reason. They're mad at politicians and business people and inventors for the same reason. They don't want them to compete with white people. Why do you think they hate the UPK and they love the Christian church? Because we are giving you devils some game.
That's right.
We're competing with you. You think the UPK, you Christians out there, to use a sports analogy, you Christians out there are trying to play white people for a tie. That's what you're doing. You know, that's equality. The entire goal of the civil rights movement is to fight for equality. You know what that's called in sports? A tie. So my whole goal in life is to tie somebody. You can forget that shit. You can forget that.
We looking at the Super Bowl.
No. I'm not playing
at the Super Bowl.
No, I'm not playing to win. I'm not playing for equality with white people. I'm playing to dominate them.
That's right.
I'm playing to win.
That's one
not
West.
To tie one
right.
West.
One West.
I'm not tying white people.
That's right.
The hell are we doing it for? To be equal with white people? Shit, you can't win like that. You can't win playing for a tie, young man. Well, you Christians, you play for a tie. The UK does not. Let me show you a brother in Wisconsin. Before I show this to you, this is the superintendent of schools in this Wisconsin area, which means what? He did everything Martin Luther King said to do, Maya. He went to college. He went to postgraduate school. He's a doctor in education. He controls. He's not a principal. He's the superintendent of every school. He has a dream. He is a representative of Martin Luther King's dream. He's done all he can do. Now you play.
Hunter Michael Drews, summa cum laude. Lorelei Eve Drinkwater. Jeremy James Duranzo. Elise Kathleen Eddy. Oh, excuse me. Where's Brendan? Where's Brendan?
Get away from me, bro.
No.
No.
Go.
Right now. I don't care.
think they've seen this video by now.
That way,
But white man, I got an education. But white man, I don't sell drugs. I'm not a criminal. I'm the superintendent of schools. I've done everything you said a black person must do to be equal with you. And yet and still, I can't touch your daughter because you can never be equal with white people. Brock, how are y'all shy? Now, if you don't believe me, like you don't believe most things that Commanding General YAHANNA teaches, do you believe Abraham Lincoln? He's the great emancipator, isn't he? Let me show you what Abraham Lincoln said after he signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This is from the actual writings, the actual speech of Abraham Lincoln. Do you have it, Yediah? Yediah is going to put it up on the screen. Let me tell you something you don't know about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln knew he had to dismantle the workforce in the South, or else the South would spread west, and they'd have their power in California. They'd have their power in Oklahoma, and he wanted power to come from the East Coast. So he dismantled the South and took away their workforce. Abraham Lincoln knew there was no way that black people would ever be accepted by white people. So he tried to deport every black person that was freed in the South. Abraham Lincoln had a plan to deport every black person to Liberia, to Haiti, and to South America. I wonder why he picked those three places, because that's where your brothers were. The tribe of Judah was in Liberia. Haiti is a tribe of Levi, and South and Central America are where the rest of your brothers are, the so-called Hispanics. This is from an actual plan that anyone who cares can look up. The mass deportation plan by Abraham Lincoln. This is what he wrote in his reasons for planning a mass deportation of every slave that he just freed. Can you put it up on the screen or no? Throughout it. Let me show it to everyone. I don't see it on the screen right here.
And General, when you get done with the scenes, if I could, General, I got what you're saying out of a book they wrote. I'm gonna have the brother read it once you.
You probably can do it now because we're not ready.
Okay.
Can I say
Go ahead.
if
Go ahead,
wait
Maya.
until they get it? Listen, there's a documentary called Clip, right? Where they replaying the acts of that. What's that? That Clippers coach. I mean owner. What's his name? Donald
Sterling.
Donald Sterling.
Sterling is the owner.
The owner, Donald Sterling, right? And now he had a little black girlfriend, right? He had a little black side joint, and she was recording him, just not trusting him and trying to get him, I guess, for some money later on. But got him on there telling her, "Don't bring black people to my game." Mad because she took a picture with Magic Johnson. Like, why do you got to hang with minorities? Why you got to be like that? And they had a conversation, and he said, "Listen, it's society. I know black people get treated like shit. It's unfairly. Black people are looked down on, but that's society." And she said, "Well, you happy with the society?" So, well, it's not about whether I'm happy or not, but that's just how it is. We got to live here. Well, don't you want to change it? He said, "No, I don't want to change it." Man, and that's the average white man. The average white man, love to have sex with a black woman, ain't really racist in the "I'll lynch you," but don't bring black people to my games because the society looks down on them. But I'm going to go with it because I get rich in this society. And that's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's accepted that you are not equal to them, you're under them, and that's how they want to keep it.
Yep. And listen,
Go
if I
ahead.
could, sir,
Please.
listen, remember, Commander YAHANNA, we did a camp one time in D.C. I don't know if it was Obama or Trump, somewhere we had a big old camp in D.C. And this cat came up to the camp, and he made a comment to Commander YAHANNA, and they was breaking down what you're saying now, right? And he admitted that, yeah, black people are trying to come up, but Esau is raising the bar. The more you come up, the more they raise the bar so you can't reach it. I really wish I could find that tape. If I find it, I'm going to share it and put it on so everybody can see it. Because he admitted that they are now raising the bar higher so we can never reach it. On purpose.
On purpose.
On purpose. And he was saying, well, I'm not a bad person. I ain't a bad dude. But he did admit that Esau raising that bar higher and higher on purpose to keep you down. You understand what I'm saying? Did they find what you're looking for? You find what General looking for? Come on with it.
Go ahead.
Go on, sir. It says, but even.
So now you can look this up. This is Abraham Lincoln. This is him explaining his deportation plan. He had a plan to deport every black person from the South after they were freed. And I just skipped down. You can read this on your own. Address on colonization and what does it say?
Deputation.
Deputation of the color. Keep going.
Honorable Khan, sir. Honorable Khan. But even when you cease to be slaves.
Read that again, nice and loud.
Khan. But even when you cease to be slaves.
Go ahead.
You are yet far removed from being placed on equality with the white race.
That's Abraham Lincoln. Even when you cease to be slave, you're far removed from being equal with the white race. So go ahead. Scroll up so they can see it on the screen, Marah. Go ahead.
Honorable Khan. You are cut off from many of the advantages which the other race enjoys.
Even when you're free, you're still cut off from the advantages that the other race enjoys. You can't stand on your front yard and look at an accident. You can't walk down the street in Harlem. You can't drive a car without getting pulled over. You're not able to have the things and do the things that the other race enjoys. Keep going.
And if I can, heavy,
Go
it
ahead.
said far removed, meaning you ain't even close. It's 2024, and we still ain't even close to being equal with them. We are far removed, and we don't share the benefits that the other races enjoy. Like General Muhammad just brought out, even down to housing. You can't get housing like them. You can't even get welfare like the other nations do. They get welfare and grants and funds to start businesses in your neighborhood. General Muhammad brought out a week or two ago how all those restaurants in our neighborhood, that's for a reason. I forgot what it's called. Culinary something.
Culinary something.
When they conquer a race or a country, they give them businesses and food restaurants in your neighborhoods just to give them an olive branch.
That's right.
You understand? And we know that we can never open businesses like that because they'll create red tape and hoops for us to jump through, and the banks won't give you loans. And I saw something where a black woman went to a Chinese manufacturer who, ran all the Chinese businesses in the area. And the black person told them, listen, I want to start a Chinese restaurant myself, and I want to do this and do that. And he said, no, we only deal with Chinese people. That's how they roll. Like, you can't even get it. I remember wanting to start a laundromat back in the day. You understand? And then when I looked it up, I saw that they was only, like the maintenance of the machines and the funding of the buildings and different things. It's exclusive for certain people. You understand? For us, we'd have to come out our pocket to fix all them broken ass machines. And, you know what I'm saying? So it ain't set up for us. We are far removed for being like our oppressors. Slock, you die.
Make it a little bigger on the screen if you can, Marah. Go ahead.
Honorable Khan, the aspiration of men is to enjoy equality with the best when free.
You see that? That's what this is Abraham. This is the writing from Abraham Lincoln. Every man, that's his aspiration, to enjoy the best when he's free. Everybody wants to drive down the street, move into a new house, live in the neighborhood of your choice, become the superintendent of schools, invent something and get credit for it. Have an invention, and you profit from it. That's what every man wants. Black people, he knew, would want the same thing once they were free.
That's right.
And he knew they would never get it.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Honorable Khan, but on this broad continent.
But what?
On this broad continent.
But what?
But on this broad continent.
But on this broad continent that they call North America? Go ahead.
Not a single man of your race is made the equal of a single man of ours.
I don't know why I got to teach this forever. I got to do this next year too. I got to say the same thing forever. I got to battle some lie that the Christians said in Rome. Still, I didn't have the internet when I came into the truth. I had to sit in the goddamn dusty library and have a pocket full of dimes to run off runoffs. Haas pulled a book in here he didn't have for 30 years. Why don't you go on the internet and look up obvious things? Abraham Lincoln said, even though I'm freeing you, you will never be equal with them. It is impossible for you to be equal with them. Why? Because you're not made equal to them.
That's right.
That's what he just said.
That's right.
Read that last part again and continue.
Honorable Khan, but on this broad continent, not a single man of your race is made the equal of a single man of ours. Go where you are treated the best.
Go ahead. Read that again.
Go where you are treated the best.
That's what he said. Leave, because we are never going to treat you like equals. You think you becoming superintendent of schools is going to give you the right to touch a white girl's hand? Yeah. You're wrong. You think you can live outside of stand on your front porch and watch an accident and not get bitten by a dog? You're a fool. Keep reading.
Go where you are treated the best, and the ban is still upon you. I do not propose to discuss this, but to present this as a fact with which we have to deal.
Do you understand what that? This is hard for you to understand if you don't understand how they talk. He said, I do not propose to discuss this, but to present this as a fact. You know what that means? This is not up for debate.
Yep.
This is not a thing I'm offering so you can give your point and I can give mine. Right. I don't propose to discuss this. I'm telling you a fact. Right. So let's not discuss it. With you. Yeah, I'm not exactly. I'm not going to go back and forth.
That's right.
Because I'm sure you Negroes think you can be equal one day. Right. I'm sure you think you will overcome.
After that game with Caitlyn, right? The black girls that bumped her and all that. They got when they finally caught up with them on the news. First, they fined the team because they didn't speak after the game, and then when they finally get on it, she said, "Look, she ain't no different from nobody else. We played as a competitive sport. We do that, and we get rough sometimes with all the players, and I'm gonna continue to do it. I don't apologize to nobody because." They think,
they thought
we equal. They thought they was equal. They thought do this.
The same way you got rough basketball players like Dennis Rodman or the people who they give you a hard foul. These big butch women thought they could D up Caitlin Clark like they would another big butch black woman. They're not equals with Caitlin Clark.
That's right.
They couldn't D her up. They thought they could.
Yeah.
They believed the lie that Abraham Lincoln said was not up for debate. It was just a fact. Keep going.
Khan Wakan, sir. Khan Wakan. But to present it as a fact with which we will have to deal. I cannot alter it if I would.
Read that again.
I would not. I cannot alter it if I would.
If I wanted to make you equals, I couldn't do it. I just can't. You want to be equals with Caitlin Clark, with this white man and that white man. I can't do it for you, black people. I freed you from the chains, but I cannot make white people accept you. It's impossible.
Even the good white man.
Even the good white man. The one who just, gosh darn it, he just is a good white man.
Roger.
Golly jeez. He still can't do it.
Nope.
Let me try to wrap it. Keep going, please.
It is a fact about which we all think and feel alike, I and you. We look to our condition owing to the existence of the two races on this continent. I need not recount to you the effects upon white men growing out of the institution of slavery.
Oh boy, I need not recount to you the effect of white men growing out of the institution of slavery. This is the worst effect of slavery that still lingers. White people believe they are your masters.
Yes.
That is what slavery did for 400 years. If they were poor, if they couldn't get through the winter because their harvest didn't come in, they could walk into downtown Mississippi and you lowered your head when they walked into the room.
That's right.
It is the longest effect of slavery. Nothing changes that. It's bred into them that no matter how poor they are, no matter how low their condition, they're better than black people. They're better than Mexicans. That's why Donald Trump lost an election and is reelected again, even after he lost. I didn't even know that was legal. I thought once you lost, you couldn't run. Because I don't think, who has ever done that? Who has lost the presidency and run again? It can't be but a couple people that have ever done that. Donald Trump beat everybody because he's overtly racist. And he confirms what slavery taught every white man. He's better than you. A few more sentences, Maya.
All our life, you become a felon. You can't do nothing.
Maya.
You can't get a job, can't vote, can't do a goddamn thing. But boy, that changes now. You understand?
All you got to be is racist. Donald Trump is proving something in the heart of every white man that he knows is true. Donald Trump is confirming it.
Yep.
The car.
If I could, remember that white woman that was called a bad built, bleach body?
Bleach blonde, bad built, bleach blonde, butch built, bad body. Go ahead.
Concert. So she was, she rallies for Trump. So she was out at a rally and she was speaking and she said, "Yeah, when I vote for a convicted felon, yes, because Jesus Christ was a felon." So that's what they running with now.
She said that. She said that. She said Jesus Christ had a warrant. That's what we say all the time. That's a UPK term. Jesus Christ had a warrant.
Flip it like that. They trying to flip it.
And it's so embedded in them, like Lincoln said, that, I forget the story. You might remember, I think we did it in here, where the two kids was fighting over something. And the white kid said about the black kid, but I'm white and you're brown.
Yes, he did.
Because he's supposed to get this. I forget what they was fighting over. Win. But he said, I'm white and you're brown. Like, what are you going against the natural order?
Yeah, and that's what's wrong with Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. And Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith, they grew up poor. And being poor and striving to be with white people, sometimes that can give you the effect that I have to worship them to make it out the ghetto. I have to worship them to get indoor plumbing and to be able to get out of the hood. And you feel like this is what I have to do. And you're willing to do it at every chance to prove to white people that they are better than you so that white people can be comfortable and can give you a promotion. 3 or 4 more sentences, then let's go to the next story. Oz, you up next.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, Marah first.
Slocky, sir, I had a few comments. The brother, Michael Porter, he said, "Slocky, General, with your grace, the 1970 Neutralization Act," I believe is what y'all was talking about, with them restaurants.
That's exactly what he's
Kind of
the water. That's an excellent point, Warrior. The water.
May, the Sean Canty said, "White people will always hate black people, period." So
give him a hand.
Like, I want to bring
That's what Abraham Lincoln said. That's what the great emancipator said.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead, Yadiah. I'm sorry. Come on.
One more. And Salaki, so I.S.U.P.K. Connecticut said he didn't just say he couldn't say he couldn't change it. He said if he could change it, he wouldn't.
He said a little worse. He said even if he would, he couldn't. Meaning even if he wanted to, he couldn't do it. Yep. Yadiah.
Colonel Khan, sir. I believe in its general evil effects on the white race.
Go ahead.
See our present condition, the country engaged in war, our white men cutting one another's throats, knowing how far it will extend, and then consider what we know to be the truth. But your race among us, there could not be war. Although many men engaged on either side do not care for you one way or the other.
Remember, that's the Civil War he's talking about. White men fighting each other. He's trying to tell you on either side, they don't care about you.
Yeah.
The ones on the side of emancipation still don't care about black people. The ones who want to keep you slaves don't care about black people. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that they fight each other. On both sides, they don't care about you.
Yep.
Keep going.
Colonel Khan, sir. Nevertheless, I repeat, without the institution of slavery and the colored race as a basis, the war could not have an existence.
Keep going.
It is better for us both, therefore, to be separated. I know that.
Read that again.
Colonel Khan. It is better for us both, therefore, to be separated.
To be what?
Separated.
To be what?
Separated.
That's what Abraham Lincoln said. And then he said about the business to deport every black person. You can go read this for yourself and read the rest of it. It's excellent. It gives you an insight on the real mind of Abraham Lincoln that the lies in the history book do not tell you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Marah.
You got it, sir.
Okay, if I could. Let me get that book, brother. Tell them the name of that book, brother. Read it. Tell them the name of the book right here. And it is backing you up to what General Hyman is saying about what he brought up about Abraham Lincoln. And this has been done. They've done studies on us and about our slavery and years after the slavery about what they really feel about us. Here's more proof about what they're saying and what they have said about us. Now, this book, the brother Gray read, was a 100-year study after slavery by George Frederickson. They did a 100-year study. Now, let's see what it says in that book. Tell them where you at, Warrior.
This is the black image in the white mind.
What they think of you. Your image in their head. Go ahead.
The debate on Afro-American character and destiny, 1817 through 1914.
Go ahead.
Page 19. The color line.
The what?
The color line.
Meaning what? This is what General Muhammad was saying. The oppressor, North and South in slavery, and us. Go ahead.
On the other hand, was so deeply implanted.
Was what?
Implanted.
It was so deeply implanted, meaning what Lincoln wrote, he said it right. It's in them. It's deeply inside of them. Go ahead.
In the national mentality.
And the what mentality?
National mentality.
The whole nation, sir. This is what Lincoln said, the whole nation. Lincoln said. But it's why he went to try to deport us to Liberia to get rid of us. Go ahead.
That there was no reason to expect its disappearance. American society, the argument implied, was a corporate entity into which the black group had never been and never could be incorporated.
Y'all see that, right? You see that, right? Like, what you need to do, man, is open your eyes, man. The Lord said this in the Bible. You should know the truth, and the truth is going to set you free, man. Stop living a lie. All of you have experienced this in your lifetime, one way or another, in your jobs, going about your regular day life. You all experienced this. You know what I mean? Now it's time for you really to realize and to face it, man, as to what's going on. And now make you and yours better. Make your home right. Make your neighborhood right. Make your people right. Go about the business of raising these 12 tribes, the nation of Israel, man.
Damn right.
Everybody get them UPK classes. Get in here and learn how to change yourself. Study, pray, fast, fight them demons. You understand? And let's raise this nation, man, like how the Lord said for the be. You've tried all these other ways, Most High in Christ. It hasn't worked. What is this, sir? 2024?
Oh, yeah.
That was back in the 1800s, 1700s, 1600s. Y'all see how long it's been? Yo, that's crazy. Like you running into a wall, keep running to the wall, like you try to get to the wall, can't get to the wall. You understand? Next page.
Like the wall ain't supposed to be there. You're shocked. Like we didn't convince ourselves the wall ain't supposed to be there.
Yes, sir.
The black and white population are in a state of war.
Say it again.
The black and white population are in a state of war.
Now, this is coming out of their mouths. These are books that our oppressors have written. They have written by men in their society they consider to be renowned or learned men. They wrote these comments, not us. They wrote these comments. Read.
Never will they mingle. One of them will have to yield place to the other.
You see that, right? One gonna have to yield to the other. Now you understand what General Muhammad said.
What Abraham Lincoln said.
You understand? And what he brought about Abraham Lincoln. Let me tell you something, man. And the whole reason is because the Lord, in the book of Genesis, the 25th chapter, Esau and Jacob struggled in their womb. You understand? They struggled in the room. You understand? But the Bible says this. Where's that in the Apocrypha? It says Esau is the end and Jacob is the
beginning. The end of the world.
Yeah, that scripture right there. Say it again.
Mm-hmm. Second Ezra. Mm-hmm.
Second Ezra 6 and 9. Y'all better learn that scripture.
Yeah, man.
You better study that scripture, man. You understand me? You better study it. And while you study that scripture, each and every brother and sister in here, listen to this show. You better go about to change your life, man. The way the Lord said change your life. Not for what you want to do or how you want to do it or where you've been always doing things or, well, I've always been that way. Nobody want to hear that shit no more. Oh, dang, slack.
No sweat.
You know what I mean? Change your life and be who the Lord said for you to be, man. That's how we defeat all this going on. You know how we defeat all this here? By becoming somebody who the Lord ordained for us to be, man. The Bible says you 12 tribes, the so-called black, Hispanic, Native Indians, you are royalty. Like it says in the book of Peter. You royalty. But to be royalty, you got to change your life to become that. You ain't what they trying to give you now. All these monikers they giving you. from being a thug to being an African American to be all them names they give you that you're trying to uphold and take. No. The Bible said you 12 tribes are the princes of power, man. You Yasharala. That's your heritage, man. Accept it. And then when you accept it, go about and change your life and live like it, man. And become that. And then these words our enemies play against us is not going to have no effect on us. Why? Because God's going to be on our side. And like how General Muhammad said, when we doing right with the Lord said our enemies going to become his enemies.
Most times, correct. And if I can, General, like I think General Muhammad brought it out earlier, how our fight to be equal with these people, man, these people that show us every day that they don't want to be equal with us, comes from the Christian church.
Oh, yeah.
The Christian church is the reason why we fight to be equal with these people. Now, if we could break that spell, that witchcraft, if we could break out of that and realize, okay, we'll never be equal with these people. They won't never accept me. Fine. I'll stop fighting to be equal with them. Then maybe one day you can come into the I.S.U.P.K. and find out the truth about yourself, that God said in Deuteronomy 7:6 that you are greater than them, that you are in fact above them. You fighting to be equal with them because in your mind you're below them, you're beneath them.
That's right.
When God created you to be above them, it's just the people that are greater than their oppressor have to serve out a punishment right now. But if you could just break that spell, that I'm gonna fight to be equal with them, I want to be equal, I want them to treat me equal, and realize that you separate and we're gonna always be separate.
That's it.
Then maybe you can tap into who you really are and start fighting for the day when the Lord raised you above them.
That's right. General Mayak said it. So it's from the Christian church. The Christian church lied about Abraham Lincoln, lied about the North and how the North supported black people. Abraham Lincoln knew something that your pastor doesn't tell you. The white people that fought on the side to free black people were drafted. They didn't do it because they love black people.
Good.
They were forced to fight in the Civil War. They didn't choose to fight the Civil War. Those white people got drafted, and that's why they fought the South. Abraham Lincoln knew neither side loved you. The Most High God knows you're better than your adversary. You're better than your oppressor. Let me get to the next story. I got a good question to hear too, Marah. What's this one about poly? Was you gonna go to the poly one?
Yeah, yes, sir.
I know you saw that one.
Can I?
Are we missing? Did we covered Clayton Clark? We covered Stephen A. Smith. You know about them. They're what you would call coons back in the day. Is that right or am I wrong? Yeah, that's coon is acceptable. All right. And what else do you have?
Slocky, sir. I wanted to bring out 2 points and they go right into that poly one. If I may, Sawak Sakun U.P.K. said the oppressor with a felon can run for president. It's hard to get a warehouse job as a felon for blacks and Hispanics.
Give him a hand.
That
Donald
was
Trump
heavy.
went to his parole officer today. He needs a urine test. You test his urine. You say, as soon as he walks in the door, check that urine. Right. Check it. Keep going.
If I may, sir, to tie into that poly question real quick, from RCKW, Salakia, sir, Jesus having a warrant means Nasty Nate wouldn't accept him with the background check.
Give him a hand. That's right. For those of you that don't know, the brother's talking about the purple pig. What's that in Spanish? Morados. Morados is purple. Cerro Morados, the purple pigs. You cannot join the IUIC without getting a background check and signing an NDA. I have a copy of it. If you ever want to see it, remind me of it. That's exactly right. So Christ could never join the IUIC because he couldn't stand the background check because the Romans hated him. Well said. Go ahead.
Which is why Nate did this here. And why Nate mocked him. Y'all forgot about that, huh? How Nate mocked Christ when on one of his shows he did this here, like mocking Christ. Oh yeah. But that's somebody y'all think is a man of the Lord.
No, you're right. Marah.
Now, if I may, the purple vaginistas, they do believe in not having a poly relationship, which Sidley Tayo asked us. Do we believe?
What's the person's name?
Sidley Tayo.
Sidley Tayo. Put it up on the screen.
Count on one concert is up. It says, do you believe in poly relationships?
Now, what is that? That's one of y'all. That's one of them things for y'all kids. Now, what is a poly relationship? Is not. What is that? Who can break that down for me? I wish I had Alexa right here to tell me What is a poly relationship?
What's that?
I know
Come on.
poly means many, but y'all into a lot of freaky things.
Right.
So I know it's not polygamy or polygyny, which when I was coming up in the truth, we never even heard of polygyny. I don't know what the hell. That's something for the kids too. Polygyny. we just knew we had a lot of ribs, a rack of ribs.
That's all.
Baby back ribs. We didn't know nothing about polygyny or poly. Okay, who can explain what poly is? Go ahead.
Salaki, as far as I know, they say poly as a short form of saying the other polygynous or whatever. They still talking about do you have more than one rib?
I would check on that, Mirage. I don't know if that's that. I think that poly is where they all having sex.
Right. Where the
like
women
like
got a harem.
Yeah, it's like we're like an orgy, I think. Yeah, these young brothers know. Go ahead, break it down. Go ahead, type in the videos you be watching on type that right into porn.com.
What site is that? What
Porn
site?
USA, porn 24-hour porn.
I heard
Poly.
Pan something. I'm pan.
I ain't never heard of that.
They said,
Pan.
why you keep
Oh,
telling us you
pansexual.
pan? Yeah.
Pan, that's
It seems like
everything.
he just-
It sounds like
everything,
ain't but two of them. Right? Male and woman. What is there? Is there more? What's the poly? Go ahead.
Polyamory is a form of ethical or consensual non-monogamy that involves having romantic or sexual relationships with multiple partners at the same time.
Okay, so can a woman do it? Can a woman be poly, or is it only for the men? That's what I think too. I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think it's whatever. No, we don't believe in that. If that's what you're talking about in the car.
Good, sir. Yeah. So the word poly, yeah, it can go both ways.
Wait, I mean, can I say what his brother said? Adama said a poly is a sexual parlay. Boy, oh boy, what is that?
Break that down.
Parlay? Is that like a card game or something? Parlay. What is a sexual parlay?
Be open. Come on,
Come on,
everybody.
y'all.
Come on.
What the hell does that mean? Adama, a sexual parlay.
We not P. Diddy. Like Buff Daddy ain't got no listen,
The freak offs.
Yeah, we don't go to his parties. His
Y'all
party
some
dating
nasty
us.
motherfuckers.
None of that.
Wait, the sister, what do you want to say, sis? See that, Maya? At the same, that's an orgy. That's what they used to call that.
Freak
Back
off.
in the 70s, a freak off orgy. No, thank you. Go ahead, Mara.
Sakun UPK said women can be poly too.
That's what I thought of. No, that's not what we believe, young brother. Let me explain what we believe. We believe something that if your father believed that you would have had a father, if your mother believed that you would have had a father. This is what we believe. We believe in if we have sex with a woman, we stay with her for the rest of our life.
That's right.
That's what we believe.
That's right.
We believe if we have sex with a woman, we stay with her forever. Done. So if we meet a woman Monday and have sex with her, we can never leave her. If we meet another woman Tuesday, we have to keep the woman we had sex with on Monday and keep the one on Tuesday. We believe in building families, not breaking them down.
That's right.
Not tearing them down.
That's right.
So if you have sex with 5 women 5 days of the week, you have to keep all 5. You cannot leave any of them. You know what you have if you believed in that? You'd have a family up. You'd have a family that has a father. We believe in not leaving a woman if we have sex with her.
Yep.
That's what we believe in, all right? Everyone understands. Go ahead.
Kind of what Khan's brother said. We got a family pack of ribs.
Yeah, family pack. That's right. Family pack of ribs.
Damn right.
Go ahead. Well, next story, I'm sure. You die. We still holding something for the general? Go ahead. Let's do the Young Thug quickly, all right? We'll do Young Thug. Everyone knows about this. I just found out about it. Young Thug is a rapper. He used to make them songs. I did not quite understand his songs, my y'all. It was a lot of mumbling to me now. I'm no music connoisseur, but he would just go, shimmy them, tim, tim, shimmy them, tim, tim. You know what that is? Young Thug? Okay. Good enough. Right? Okay, no problem. So Young Thug, and listen to the name, you know, Young Thug and Gangster this and Gangster that. Well, Young Thug got arrested on a RICO charge.
The cat that was wearing a dress, right?
Damn, I forgot. That is the one that used to wear the dress and the purse.
Yes.
That's Young Thug. Of course, in the UPK, we just called him half a homo. You called him a gangster. I don't get that, but you know, whatever. I'm no music connoisseur. Well, he got arrested for an RICO case because he's supposed to be in some gang that's called YSL. I don't know what that means either, but I know the news said it's YSL, and him and all of his crew got arrested.
Yep.
He's on trial. Everyone in his crew is taking the stand, snitching on him.
Yep.
Like snitching gives salvation. Sis. Mm-hmm. Nails and the heels. She's right. She's absolutely right. I forgot about all of that. I'll explain that as well in a minute. He's on trial now. Now, today in court, you know, his case, he's just getting railroaded, right? He's just getting pushed and pushed because so many snitches are taking their stand. His lawyer is overwhelmed, my young.
Mm-hmm.
The lawyer battled the judge saying, we need to call a mistrial. These snitches are saying things you should not let them say. You should be stopping them, but you're not stopping them. The judge refused. He kept pressing it. The judge, you have the video of his lawyer going to jail? His lawyer got they don't call it going to, he did go to jail. They call it being put in contempt of court, taken into custody. His lawyer, man, took off his coat and his tie and his shoelaces and went on to jail because he just could not stop trying to object all of these snitches snitching on Young Thug. The car.
Because I was looking into it too. So he basically was the reason why he got held in contempt because he wasn't trying to give up the source about when they take people back in the chambers. The lawyer accused the judge of tampering with a witness, threatening a witness that is that's on the plaintiff's side. So that's why he like, I'm not telling you nothing. I'm not telling you nothing. He just kept trying to get it out. So he got locked up today. So like,
well, that's what happened today. And this also coincides with a similar story, Maya, of the rapper Bun B. Right? Right? He shot the guy. The guy lived. Bun B took the stand to make sure that the man who broke into his home got a stiff sentence. Bun B cried like a baby about how traumatic it was when this man broke in his house. The hip hop community is calling Bun B a snitch, saying he's wrong. He shouldn't have done this. Charlemagne the God said that that niggers are N-words are immature for being angry at Bun B. The hip hop world thinks that Young Thug is stupid because Young Thug was a criminal. All of you are a bunch of hypocrites who profit off of people being criminals. You profit off of gangster music. Yep. You profit off of them. And then when they get caught, you call them dumb. Yep. Do you know why people are calling Bun B a snitch? Because Bun B said don't snitch. I don't know why it's hard to understand why black people who listen to rap music are upset at Bun B. You know why? Because people who listen to rap music are naive. And they thought Bun B was actually a gangster. He is not. Just like Jim Carrey is not a pet detective. Why do black people think that their rappers are actually gangsters? Because of a marketing tool used by record companies where they said, we'll make more money if our rappers have street cred. If they are gangsters. Then they go and scour gangs and prisons to find people who are drug dealers and murderers and put them in a record studio. Put them in the music business. Now Young Thug is on trial and he's stupid. Bun B is crying because Bun B is not a gangster. He's not. But he does need to sell records to get his family out the hood. Who knows why Young Thug was wearing a dress or had painted fingernails or wore a purse? Officer?
He actually came out later and said he ain't want his kids seeing him wear the dress. So that tells you he ain't want to wear the dress in the first place.
Then why did he do it, officer?
Money, sir.
Give him a hand.
Money.
Let me tell you something. Whenever you hear somebody in the record business talking about how stupid Negroes are, how dumb we are. Like Charlemagne the God said that niggers are immature, N-words are immature. They're the ones that profit off of your immaturity. Them. They're the ones that inspire you to do a thing they would never do. They inspire you to commit crime that they're not going to do. They inspire. I saw an article out that said the rapper Future talked about taking pills and codeine, and he did not take pills and codeine. He didn't do it. He did not take those drugs, the rapper Future. There are kids that are dead for taking those drugs that Future said he took, and he never took them. Now, are these kids stupid? Are they dumb? They're just trusting kids. They're children. That's what they are. And children need a role model. You offered them Young Thug. And guess what you told Young Thug? If you want to get out of this ghetto, you will talk about what we tell you to talk about. You will talk about drugs. You will wear a purse. You will wear a dress. And then when he gets locked up, he's an idiot. Bun B cried because Bun B is not a gangster. You understand? Young Thug is in jail because Young Thug actually went and talked about the crimes he committed on records. Who can tell me why Young Thug went on to recordings and literally talked about murders that his crew committed? Who can just give me the obvious answer? Brother, to sell records, because the radio stations would not have played those records unless murders were on that record. He would have never gotten famous unless he confessed on record to crimes he committed. And when he goes into trial, the district attorney just plays his songs in court. It's your fault, you record companies, and it's your fault if you make records and you know that people are going to do the things that you tell them to do. They're not stupid, they're just kids. And you should be able to be a kid. You should be able to trust somebody. Well, here's what we're offering you in the Israelite School of UPK.
That's right.
You can trust us.
That's right.
You can pattern your life after Commanding General YAHANNA. I did. That's all I did.
That's right, Joe.
I did. You see us all? You notice, paying all of us. You see how we all rock sunglasses? You notice that, right? We all rock sunglasses. We all begin to just look alike over time. Over time, they'll say, y'all brothers? We say, yeah, we're brothers. Because after a while, we all just start looking alike. Because we all looked at General YAHANNA and just did what he did. And that's how we got here. Now, think about who you patterned yourself after. You're in jail. You're half a homo. You're in a dress. You're crying on the stand because you actually got in a real gunfight. And now you're in tears because you actually did the thing that you rap about. Now you're crying because you never wanted to actually do it. Then don't tell our children to do it. Don't do that then. Because our children need heroes. Here's the good news. We're giving you one.
That's right.
We're giving you heroes in the UPK.
That's right.
Don't look at Bun B. Bun B is a rapper, just like Jim Carrey is an actor. And Young Thug. If you're a rapper and you committed crimes, I know there's pressure for you to tell everyone about your murders. I get it. You feel like you're not going to get out the hood if you don't literally confess to your crimes on your songs. Shut your mouth. If you committed crimes, do not put them in your songs. That pressure you feel to keep it real and to confess to murders, Chicago rappers, forget about it. Chicago rap is played in court more than it is in your car. That's Chicago rap. Chicago rap is in every trial. That person goes in there and pushes play, and they hear about every murder on 63rd Street, 64th Street, the Wild Hunters, the West Side, the South Side. It's in court more than you play it in your car.
Right.
Why do they do that? Because they don't feel like they can sell any records unless they do talk about murders. Don't do it. If you committed an actual crime, do not put it in music. Everyone understands that. I'm just trying to give you a little help. Oh, everybody gets it? Yediah.
Carl will come. Next story, sir.
Please. Please, check this out. And just so you brothers know, when your lawyer goes to jail, you are losing the case. I don't know, but if I was sitting there and my lawyer's taking to jail, I'm gonna take a deal. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and end this right here, and just give me the 10, man. You'll be surprised how you can rock out a 10. You think you can't do a 10? You can do a 10. If you're not on drugs, you're not a drug addict, you can go in there and do a 10. Do your 10. It's better than 50 or 40.
Yeah, it is.
Go ahead, up.
Like I said, if I might add, I know a few people that rocked out a 10.
Come on, man.
I heard you ain't got to do the whole year.
Do your 10.
They got weights in jail, peanut butter sandwich. Just get buff. You might fight a few times.
Especially if your lawyer's getting locked up right in front of you. What do you think? The judge hates your lawyer. He's telling you he hates him. You should just go ahead and take the 10. Go ahead. We got another one. Can they hear? I can't hear it. Oh, they can hear. Jesus Christ! You young fellow looking over there.
Well, what the?
Listen.
To confer with counsel regarding the appropriate remedy.
SHALAM, please.
Okay. All right.
After that, you can give me Bun B crying.
Yes, sir. You certainly may. Mr. Williams does not wish to go forward without me being here. You are removing me against his will, my will. You're taking away his right to counsel. And you're conducting material parts of this trial without me present, and I can't learn about it by watching online. So for that reason, additionally, I asked for a mistrial. And I assume you denied, but I'd like you to deny our motions for mistrial. You denied the other people. I've denied your motion, but I'll certainly take that under advisement, sir.
This is going to appeal. You know what I mean?
Well, that's his hope. His hope is to get that objection.
We're going to be in recess for the next 5
minutes. For the mistrial. For the appeal. Now he's going to jail. He's going to need that appeal out.
Yeah.
Because he's losing that case. The judge hates your lawyer. It's a rough deal. How did he get like that? Because there are oppressors who have millions of dollars that tell him, tell everyone about the crimes you committed.
Right.
Keep it real. Be authentic. Tell everyone about your crime. And then you do it, and now you're going to jail.
Yep.
Don't listen to them. Yep. And they should be blamed when their advice goes bad. Show me Bun B if you could. Any other stories besides this up? We got like 10 more minutes.
You know, while they getting Bun B, I'm going to go to my favorite cat. What's that cat name? Leo Cohen? What is his name? I can't stand that cat there because he made that comment when that cat Charlamagne asked him about the music he pushed, how it negatively affects our community. And his comment was, I gotta feed my family. You know what I mean? To go right to what you're saying, you know? I mean, that they don't care.
Can I make it worse?
Yes, sir.
Charlamagne the God told Leo Cohen, isn't it hypocritical for you to know that this music is bad for your kids, but then you sell it to ours? Leo Cohen said, I have to feed my family. You know what's worse? Charlamagne the God played that music for 20 years.
Yeah.
For 20 years, Charlamagne the God played this music and then had the nerve to tell Leo Cohen he was wrong for hurting our children. Those are the same people as Charlamagne the God. He played the music every day, 24 hours a day.
Yep.
Do you know black people in America have a 78% recidivism rate going back to prison if you've been to prison one time? 78% of people go back within the first 3 years. Somebody should be to blame. Maybe it's your influences. Your leaders are the reason that you're constantly in jail. Your leaders are the reason that you are forcing white people into equality that they have never wanted. Your leaders are causing you to do this. And that's what you have to reject. You have to reject the people who you look up to. You have to look up to new people. You're from the ghetto. You're suffering. You're poor. I understand why you commit crime. You feel you have no choice. Your leaders are the ones that are leading you down a path that they know ends in death. Stop looking up to them. Stop looking up to your leaders, and we'll provide you with better leaders.
That's right.
Who has it? Go ahead. Look at this. They were so disappointed in this, the hip hop community. Nakar, go ahead.
I just want to say that the water to the school and all y'all hard work. That many times I remind people, like, man, I remember I was in the world, you know, I was lost. I was young. You understand? I didn't really have family like that. I was alone, you know, getting high every day. I was getting high every day. And if it wasn't for the Lord bringing y'all on those street corners, what they try to say, oh, them crazy guys. If it wasn't for them crazy guys on the corners telling me to change my life,
there you go,
and giving me and all the other brothers and sisters the right direction to go in, who knows? I probably be dead. You know what I mean? Many of us be dead in jail. You know what I mean? So for sure, you know, people need to definitely come in here and look up to new people, the men of the Lord.
Damn, give them a hand.
All right.
I just got a news story from someone that said, this is a news story. Men learn sentence for 2022 kidnapping, murder of Toledo teens. I don't know what this story is about, but that's what a brother just sent me just now. Okay, that was some murder where some brothers got their sentence who allegedly, or they were convicted of murdering some teens in Toledo. If you know about it, let us know. Let's show Bun B right here. Go ahead.
But there are times when she gets closed off. She can't communicate. And I get so angry all again because she didn't deserve it. She didn't ask this.
There was a shootout between Bun B and Jackson in the garage of his home. Bun shot the masked suspect before he ran off and ran away. And when he talked about what his wife Queenie endured going through, that's Bernard Freeman says.
And these tears might not even be real. A lot of black people just automatically cry around white people. They just, you get them in front of white people, they just start crying because they're looking for sympathy. But if these tears are sincere, it's because Bun B was just a kid in the ghetto. Somebody told him, make records about this, make songs about this, and you'll get out the ghetto. And he did it. And now he owns restaurants and smashes up hamburgers, and everything is wonderful for him. His songs come from whoever told him to make gangster music.
Yep.
And he did it because he had no choice at the time. He's not at fault, but there are rich oppressors who are at fault. Millionaires who absolutely deserve blame. Everyone understands. Next. Go ahead. Hunter Biden, please do that.
Conor McCon, sir. Hunter Biden's gun trial enters its final stretch after deeply personal testimony about his drug use.
Oh no, Mayak. Oh boy. Mayak is so deep and it's so personal. Yeah. So Hunter Biden is Joe Biden's son, who is a crackhead. While he was a crackhead, he went and bought a gun while he was smoking crack. And somebody, the idiot, he was so high, Mayak. He went and took his laptop to a store to get your laptop fixed. Walked in there and said, my laptop is cracked. They took his laptop and said, this cat is Joe Biden's son. They took his laptop, kept it, and gave it to the Republican Party. The Republicans went in his laptop and found the pictures of him with prostitutes, crack pipe in his mouth, and then looked and saw that he got a gun license during this same time that these pictures were taken. Many of you brothers that don't know this, when you get a gun permit or buy a gun, they ask you, are you a drug addict? Mm-hmm. Are you a drug abuser? Mm-hmm. If you say no, and then they can find a picture of you with a crack pipe in your mouth, then if they want to, they could arrest you. That's what happened with Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden. He's a crackhead. But here's the good thing about Joe Biden. He's a white crackhead, Mayak. And that's a whole different thing. Yeah. That's not the crackheads like our fathers and our uncles and our brothers and us. We're the wrong kind of crackhead, Mayak. But there's a right kind of crackhead. Mm-hmm. And you're going to read about the good crackhead right now. Yediah. Or you can let Mariah read for you if you need to, Warrior. Go ahead.
Come on, sir. The criminal trial of President Joe Biden's son heads into its final stretch Monday as the defense tries to chip away at prosecutors' case, laying bare some of the darkest moments of Hunter Biden's drug-fueled past.
Dark moments, my sad times. Go ahead.
Hunter Biden's lawyers could call at least one more witness when the case resumes in Delaware's federal court. The first two trials he's facing in the midst of his father's re-election campaign.
Skip down to the plight of his drug addiction and the sadness of it. Go ahead.
Hunter Biden is charged with 3 felonies stemming from October 2018, purchase of a gun he had for 11 days.
I just broke that down. You can skip down to just the sadness of drugs for time's sake.
His ex-wife and his good night. His ex-wife and 2 former girlfriends testified for prosecutors about his habitual crack use and failed efforts to help him get clean.
Let me tell you, brother, this whole case is, the news is shining a light on how many families suffer from drug addiction and all of the programs and hospitals. I don't know if you knew, Mayak, but now smoking crack is a disease.
Yeah.
That so many innocent people suffer from. And there's no way that you could stop it. It's an illness like cancer or leukemia if you smoke crack. You see, there's a whole different type of crackhead if you're a white crackhead. The white crackhead gets sympathy. He doesn't go to jail. He goes to a rehab center that the state pays for. And everyone understands that it's an illness. This is what everyone doesn't want you to know, that Commanding General YAHANNA has been trying to teach you forever. Let me give you a truth that Christians won't tell you. If you want to stop drug addiction, if you want there to be more drug rehabs, do you hate black people going to jail for crack and for drugs? Do you hate the war on drugs? Yes. You don't want to see your families destroyed because they have the illness of drug addiction. Do you want the white man to give you more drug rehabs? Do you want more drugs that can help you wean yourself off of drugs? Do you want the government to have sympathy for your drug addiction? Then more white people have to smoke crack. White people have to start getting high and going to jail, because then they will make drug rehabs for them, and you will get to benefit from the rise in white drug use. Am I saying something that's not true?
No,
this
you're right.
happened. The minute that white people started to get addicted to opioids, white people started to die at an epidemic rate. Rehab centers opened up. Then drugs now were declassified, were devalued, and they didn't treat it like a crime. They treated it like an illness that only happened because so many white people were taking opioids. White drug use is good for black people. White people going to jail is good for black people. If you want jails to improve, if you want sentences to be lowered for nonviolent crimes, white people have to start getting arrested for those crimes. Then they will change the law. They will change the law and make drug addiction an illness so they can help white people. There's an old saying from the tribe of Judah. I love old black sayings, my yacht, like by and by. That's one of my favorite ones. By and by. We will get revenge by and by. We will see the end of our oppressor by and by. That's going to happen. Let me give you another old Judite phrase. What gives the white man a cold gives a black man the flu. You understand? That's how it works. Whatever is a little bad on them is terrible on us. It's horrible. White people have to catch that cold. Because if they catch that cold, then America will cure the cold. You understand? America will cure the cold if white people get a cold, and then we'll get some help with our flu.
Damn right.
Everybody, that's just simple. That's true. It's inarguable. I'm not offering it for discussion. It is a fact. What I just said. It is good that white people get high. It's good they get arrested. It's good that they get addicted to drugs, because in doing so, it will make the prison system more compassionate. It will make the drug rehab centers more available. If white people start to get high and they start to get unalived by drug abuse, the cure will trickle down to us.
God.
We good here. Go ahead,
That's
Mike.
heavy. So if you want help for blacks and Hispanics that are on drugs, you have to pray that more white people get on drugs.
I think that's factual,
the bottom line.
Maya. I don't think there's no other way around it.
Now your reverend might say that is wrong and that's not of God, but he is ignorant. Yeah,
He's ignorant. It's happening right now.
That's
right
right.
now, drug addiction has been softened and it's normalized, and people feel compassion on drug addicts because they're white.
Yes.
Go ahead, Hannah. We good here? Questions online? We good to go? Haas, sister? Please. Oh, okay. You got that about Toledo. Most High in Christ. What happened with some people got killed?
2 white men killed two black teenagers and got convicted today.
Most High in Christ. That's breaking news today. Give the sister a hand. In Toledo, Ohio. Lord be with the families of those brothers whose family members were unalived by those 2 oppressors. All right. Lord be with them, man. And with that, the water for General Maya. Back on deck. General Hazayat. Officer Morale. Officer Yedaya. Officer, these young officers right here. They're good to go. All the trooping the battle and the beautiful sisters of the UPK. We'll see you also Buffalo, New York. Friday and Saturday, there's a Juneteenth celebration. Captain Azaniya under Captain Tazariak. They're doing a whole big thing in Buffalo, New York, Friday and Saturday. A class on Friday. They're going to the Juneteenth Festival in Buffalo, New York. Go to I.S.U.P.K social media on all our sites, and you'll find out about it. Make sure you're in the building in Buffalo, New York, and at the festival. With that, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
Most High in Christ.
We are here for the Black Power. We've been here a long time. Long before these Eastern Europeans arrived. That's right. We've been here a long time. And we will command our respect as Black people, founders of this nation. We will demand our respect. So I want you to listen keenly. We're going to bring in one of our African brothers, Brother Israelite. So I want you to welcome your brother and make some noise right now. Make some noise, people. The I.S.U.P.K, under commanding General YAHANNA. Let me tell you something, man. These Eastern Europeans come to this country because they heard how great it is, man. And let me tell you something, black man, you're the reason why it's great, man. Right. Your grandparents keep crying so this country can be great, man. Right. Your grandfathers worked hard in the wilderness innovation, driving them buses to make this country great, man. You're the reason so great that they come on the back of a lorry. They got a nerve to take a black woman in their back. They got a nerve to beat up a black man. It's black money that pays their mortgage. It's black money that sends their kids to college. It's black money that keeps their lifetime, black man. Now we saw what they would do for their brother. We saw how they come together and beat up our brothers for their brother. So this is the question, what are we going to do for ours, man? I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to not spend a penny in their shop, man. We're going to starve them. Let's show them how much we love our own people. We know they don't care. They don't care so much that they keep the pregnant black woman in their back. Let's show them how much we love ours. The Bible says to love your brother as you love yourself. And all black people are brothers, man. Let's show them something today. Let's show them that we love each other, man. And with that, I say shalom. Yeah! Run with them killers, so it's just a matter of time. For I take your life or let you take mine. That's when I realized the slaves killing slaves while the white man live to get old. We in them graves, shit got me feeling played. I opened the Bible, went through them records, found out we was royalty, a nation to be respected. But in this world we rejected, we hated for our complexion. Still fighting to get accepted. We hear the truth and reject it, but love is getting corrected. And all my niggas correct me. The commandments, the foundation we erected. Brotherhood is a weapon. Brotherhood is a weapon. Better watch how you stepping, cause brotherhood is a weapon. If I die for my niggas, it'll be an honor and a
It's gonna be by what your spirit is willing to stand up against in this evil world.
That's right.
How much you believe in the Most High. How much Christ really is the truth to you. How much have you studied these scriptures to say this got to be it and I'm not coming up off of it? That's what counts. That's what's getting ready to count in 2024 and 2025 and beyond. Like, it ain't gonna be by what you see no more. It's gonna be by what your spirit is willing to stand up against in this evil world.
That's right.
How much you believe in the Most High. How much Christ really is the truth to you. How much have you studied these scriptures to say this got to be it and I'm not coming up off of it? That's what counts. That's what's getting ready to count in 2024 and 2025 and beyond. Like, it ain't gonna be by what you see no more.